In the heart of Southeast Asia, where lush emerald forests meet winding rivers and mist-shrouded mountains, lies a culture deeply rooted in tradition and spiritual connection. Vietnam, a country celebrated for its vibrant heritage and resilient spirit, is home to a remarkable musical tradition that echoes across its highlands, the sacred gongs. These ancient instruments, their sounds resonant and mysterious, have become not only an emblem of identity for the Central Highlands indigenous peoples, but also a cherished UNESCO cultural treasure, recognized for their profound cultural significance. To truly appreciate the sacred gongs of Vietnam, one must journey to the Central Highlands, a region known as Tay Nguyen. Here, among the red earth, coffee plantations, and the rhythmic sway of bamboo, live the communities who have safeguarded the art of Gong culture for generations. The Ede, Manong, Banar, Jarai, and several other ethnic groups regard the gong as a bridge between the human and the divine, a medium through which they honor ancestors, celebrate harvests, and mark life's milestones. The story of the gong is woven deep into the tapestry of Highland life. Long before written history, the people of Tay Nguyen crafted these bronze discs, each with its own voice and spirit. No two gongs are alike. Some are over a century old, passed down through families like priceless heirlooms. Others are newly forged, their tones yet to settle into the harmony of tradition. A typical gong ensemble ranges from a handful to over a dozen instruments, each producing a unique pitch. When played together, their music swells into a mesmerizing chorus, carrying messages of joy, sorrow, reverence, and hope. Gong music is far more than entertainment. It is an essential part of social and spiritual life. Every important event, be it a wedding, a funeral, a new house, or the annual rice harvest, is accompanied by the deep, sonorous heartbeat of the gongs. Their music, sometimes solemn and other times exuberant, invokes the presence of spirits. It is believed that each gong harbors a soul, and to play a gong is to awaken this spirit, inviting blessings or guidance from ancestors and deities. The rituals surrounding the gongs are intricate and steeped in symbolism. When a new gong is acquired, a special ceremony is held to welcome its soul into the community. Offerings are made, prayers are chanted, and the first notes are played with reverence. During communal gatherings, men and women in traditional attire form a circle, each taking their place in the ensemble. The leader cues the rhythm, and the music unfolds, interwoven with the dancers' steps and the chants of elders. The experience is both auditory and deeply emotional, as the vibrations of the gongs seem to merge with the pulse of the earth itself. The craft of making a gong is an art in itself, shrouded in secrecy and ritual. Master craftsmen, often from families renowned for their skills, melt copper and tin in carefully guarded proportions. The molten metal is poured into molds, cooled, and then hammered by hand until the desired shape and thickness are achieved. The tuning process requires a discerning ear and a gentle touch, as the artisan coaxes the instrument into singing its unique note. It is said that a well-made gong can outlive its maker, becoming a silent witness to the unfolding history of its people. In 2005, UNESCO recognized the space of Gong culture in the Central Highlands of Vietnam as a masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. This honor was not merely for the instruments themselves, but for the entire cultural ecosystem, the music, the rituals, the craftsmanship, and the way these elements unite communities and express their worldview. It was an acknowledgement of the resilience and creativity of the Highland peoples, who have maintained their traditions amid waves of change. However, the journey to preserve Gong culture has not been without challenges. Modernization, migration, and economic pressures have threatened the continuity of these ancient practices. Many young people have left their villages, drawn to the opportunities of city life. The traditional rituals, once the cornerstone of communal identity, risk fading into memory. Recognizing these threats, both local communities and the Vietnamese government have taken significant steps to safeguard the sacred gongs. Festivals and workshops are organized to rekindle interest among the youth. Schools in the Central Highlands have incorporated gong music into their curricula, ensuring that children learn not only how to play, but also the stories and meanings behind the music. Elder musicians are revered as living libraries, sharing their knowledge with the next generation and reminding all of the gong's spiritual importance. The revival of gong culture has also become a symbol of pride and resilience. In villages throughout the Highlands, performances have taken on renewed life, blending tradition with innovation. Contemporary musicians experiment with new rhythms and melodies, yet always with respect for the past. As tourists and cultural enthusiasts flock to the region, they are welcomed into the circle, invited to witness and even participate in the ceremonies that define Highland identity. Yet, the true magic of Vietnam's sacred gongs lies not just in their sound, but in their power to unite. In the glow of a bonfire, as the music rises and falls, distinctions of age, gender, and status fade away. What remains is a sense of belonging, a connection to the land, to ancestors, and to the invisible world beyond the senses. In these moments, the gongs become more than instruments. They are the voice of a people, echoing across valleys and generations. In a rapidly changing world, the sacred gongs of Vietnam remind us of the enduring power of tradition. They call us to listen, not just with our ears but with our hearts, to the wisdom of the past and the promise of the future. As their resonant tones drift over the Central Highlands, they carry with them a message of harmony, unity, and respect for the cultural treasures that define us all.